This is a Fox News alert. You're looking at some file video there, but within the past few hours, we're getting news from South Korea that North Korea launched a salvo of ballistic missiles from the East Coast Thursday. The South Korean military is saying they're surface-to-ship missiles, and they're investigating the U.S. military, looking at all that this possibly means, especially with news out of South Korea today that we broke here on this show, that they were suspending the THAAD missile batteries that we were sending to South Korea, which was seen as a big victory for China, which was concerned about them, and possibly a big loss for the Trump administration. But now North Korea fires some missiles. Byron.
I guess the response of the Trump administration is going to be, okay, what were we saying? What are you going to do now? It does seem that the two are linked, and it does seem that what the United States was saying was so entirely reasonable. Don't know why they rejected it, but maybe they'll change their mind now.
It is new South Korean leadership here that was tied more to China, it seemed, and a little bit skittish about the THAAD system.
And extremely interested in a kind of reconciliation with the North, not at all a strong anti-North ally the way the previous government was. You notice this is a shore-to-ship missile. We now are putting 3 carrier groups in the region. It's a way to say to us that we can threaten your naval dominance. I think this is the new South Korean regime caving in to Chinese hegemony in the region and realizing that America is no longer the protector it was. This is a big shift.
For all of our focus here in Washington about this testimony tomorrow or about this whole investigation, it's hard to overstate the importance of this issue, North Korea, and the threat it poses.
Well, a couple of points adding on to what Charles said. There was a huge political conflict in South Korea about the way in which this THAAD system was deployed. It was thought to be sort of inappropriately non-transparent with respect to South's own government. This president came in sort of promising to correct all that. We thought this had gotten back on track, so it's a little bit of a mystery as to why they were suddenly withdrawn. And I would say it looks like what the Koreans are trying to do is something they always try to do, which is when they see internal conflict within the South Korean camp, they try to exacerbate that by doing something provocative on their side. And finally, this is all a reminder of how everything we're obsessed with in Washington, however validly, could all seem totally irrelevant tomorrow if some international crisis explodes. We have this very volatile thing going on in Qatar right now, as between them and the other Arab states. That too could turn into war if things aren't well managed, and it would be nice if they were well managed.
In his speech in Riyadh, Donald Trump talked to Muslim allies about the need to take care of their own problems, saying the U.S. would be there to support, but regional solutions need to be preeminent. Same is true for this North Korea situation. We have been turning our attention there after years of not doing so, but there's a lot of room for regional allies to play a role here.
I think there are some who say, okay, South Korea, we can pull our troops home and see how everything goes.
Well, I mean, this is a really provocative anti-American step. We already have the 4 THAAD batteries in place, and they're essentially saying we're not going to use them, perhaps you have to dismantle them. We've been out there on the front lines on the DMZ with thousands of American troops who are there to die if there's a North Korean invasion. We might say, well, we might want to reconsider that.